So I'm going to take it off the lathe, and we're going to go, oops.
Finish what you're doing. Wow.
Oh, no. This is your glory. I'll save this for another time. And that's jumpy, yeah? I'll save that one for another time. So we're going to go through selection. You decide what you want to turn. And I'm going to let you be the designator, whether if it's from a log, whether if it's from a flat piece of wood, stock, whatever I got here. You decide, vase, platter. I want the glory to be yours.
You have to know that I'm not at all familiar with conventional tools. I'm just.
Oh no, I know
I'm
that.
just learning. You know?
I know that. So on conventional tools,
a lot of what I'm doing and you're seeing is me making a lot of mistakes on my approach and everything else. You know.
So if you have a problem, you ask, and I'm not going to jump in and go through because I noticed during the editing that
you weren't.
I was like, oh my
Maybe
God, like, I didn't let you
but
breathe.
It wasn't to me.
I didn't let you breathe. I didn't let you do stuff without me jumping in. And it's like, oh, Tom, you doing this? Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to control that.
If you didn't jump in, I probably
no. I'm sure you would have not been nearly as nervous. Well, anyway.
It's a camera that makes me nervous.
Oh no way. Hello, my friends. My friend Tom, I'll try it that way, came over to visit and to do a little turning. So we're going to go through selecting of what he wants to turn, and I'm, like I was telling him, I'm going to try to stand out of the way and let him do as much as he can until he's stuck. If you get stuck,
I'm stuck.
No, you're not. When Tom gets stuck, maybe I'll step in, and if I see something that's really off or being dangerous, then I will step in, of course, and say, hey, Tom, try this way. So anyway, for now, let's get started, and Tom is going to select one out of my many woods, except the leftover piece of yew that I'm working on. That will stay for another time. So, Tom, it's all yours, buddy.
I don't know what to turn.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Like that's probably one of the hardest things that people come up with.
It
is they look at so many different words and they say, okay, what do I want to turn? I'm sure you know how to make boxes. I'm sure you know how to make platters or bowls out of a traditional piece of wood. Vases are a little bit trickier, but they're always fun. I find vases to be one of my favorites. When I first started turning and I discovered vases, that was it. I mean, I was stuck on vases for a long time. I was doing a lot of vases, different shapes. I got lots of different pieces of wood that some are not really shaped, but you can look at it and say, oh, that would make a nice vase, if that's what you so desire. If you want to do something like this, we can true it up a little bit already in more of this shape that's going to give you a taper. And whether if you leave it at a square top, round body, whatever you decide you want to do. This is a nice piece, solid, no real checking. I believe this might be maple, maybe. So if you think that you would like something like that, and you like to create something where I'm not sure what this is, it might be cherry. I can cut it through and you can create the same effect.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, so we're going to start off with a little rectangle piece of, I believe, might be cherry. It might be cherry. So I'm going to throw up make square cuts on both ends, and let's go from there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to square cut it on my radial long saw. This will make a very interesting vase if you are more in the mood to do a vase. I believe this might be poplar. This would make
pretty.
Yeah, this will make a nice looking.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, so you'd rather do this?
Yeah.
All right, and this is ready to be mounted. You're just going to go between centers, and I would keep this hump as your top because it's going to show up some of this.
Yeah.
So Tom decided on going with a vase, and I think that it's a nice choice he's going with. And don't mind that wood. It's I got all kinds of woods here.
What do you think, boss?
You're the man. I think that's good, Tom. Now, and that's fine, the tool you're choosing, it will cut either way. When doing vases and cylinder, I have a tendency to grab more of the blunt tools, more blunt. It gives you less ridges than that, and you get there almost the same time. But like I said, Tom, I'm going to try not to get too. And you can see, that's my nature.
I don't know what your speed is.
So many tools to choose from, Tom, huh?
That carbide one.
Okay, that's not, yeah, that's hanging up on the wall. The square?
Yeah.
There you go.
$72 years old and going to kindergarten, huh?
Yeah,
73 years old.
This
Holy
is
cow.
no kindergarten stuff.
How big of a tenor?
Make that for the big jaws. The 3
3 inch?
and an 8, 3 and a
It's probably close right there. You got a
quarter. Where's my tape measure?
smart stick?
You know, someday I'm gonna invest in calipers for you, newbies.
Well, you're a carpenter.
I estimate
I know.
all my stuff.
You got a good eye.
But I don't make the this size tenon too much. So you're 3.16, which is awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
You apparently have a good eye too, because you.
No, I just stopped. I said, holy cow, how big is this got to be?
Yeah, and that's the tool.
That's the tool.
But like I said, one of these days I'm gonna show people that I will work with calipers every once in a while. Too.
I saw you using that once. Once.
Once.
Is that enough, Al?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you've been watching my videos. I can see that. You even know where all my tools are.
Well, when you're away, I sneak in here.
Yeah, there you go.
This way?
Yeah.
I sneak in here when you're away.
But I don't blame you.
Hey, I'm just down the road now.
That's right.
That's tight.
Okay.
There's a little gap there.
Okay. Good. Even though you're going to be hollowing up, Use your live center, your tailstock, and shape the outside before you even think of going on the inside. So.
Now, I need your advice here.
Nope. You know that you don't want to interrupt the very top edge of the bark if you want it to stay a natural edge. So you look between that and your tool rest as to where you're going to start gouging it up.
Yeah, I have to have some sort of a...
You can, but you can go pretty close up to the chuck, and it's not going to slip in, so you don't have to worry about that. Just shape the bowl, the vase, to what you want it to be like on the outside.
Something I've always had trouble with, and I don't know why, is a concave curve.
All right.
I don't know why.
I'll see what you're doing, and then maybe go in there. So, what I would do, because you're going to want this to be the highlight of the piece, and this is the highest part. So you're going to end up with the vase a little bit shorter than traditionally, unless this was a little further out, and it's not. So this is going to end fairly deep, and this one is going to be fairly tall, but the tallest point is over here. So that means all of this right here is pretty much going to be disappearing.
Right.
Okay, so unless you hold the piece over this way, and it's not worth that. So when you're going in here, start shaping it, you're going to be able to see what's happening with it and just go from here on down. Don't take anything from here up until you know what you want with the shape. Yeah, exactly. Now we'll do the same tool. I like using that. So just get a good reference point and just keep going towards the tailstock and conk it. The only thing I'm going to point out is that even if you're early on in the game, but always be conscious of the feathering in of the top edge, unless you're going to go wide and all of a sudden really in. So always be working where you're feathering it up to the shape you want. Don't keep digging it in, or else that forces you the shape of the vase before you even know if that's what you want.
So I should be feathering from out here someplace.
Well, you should be coming out, instead of keep digging in here, you should be coming out this way and making a smooth transition. And it doesn't matter what you end up with over here, whether if you end up with a wide base as well. So you have room to play, but don't make a cut that's going to force you to go with a way that you might not want to go. So by keeping this in mind, that you think you want this as your feature, then don't keep digging over here. Start feathering it out and then go deeper towards the bottom.
What I think would be nice, I don't know.
But,
you know how the mushroom
yeah,
bowl I turn?
right.
If this could be under
An undercut face?
this kind, no, not undercut, but this kind of bark. See how this bark is shown here?
Yeah.
It's cut,
Yeah.
like on the droop over.
That bark, the more you go feather out, the more pronounced that's going to show up. Okay, so the longer the taper is over here, the more of this effect you're going to get. you know, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, if that's not what
If
you're
it could
looking
happen,
for,
you know.
but, oh, it's a given. There's no way that it can go except that. So the longer this taper is, the more of this effect is going to be. Especially once you get over here,
Over
which
there,
is
yeah.
taller. So you're going to get that effect going all the way from here to here if you don't keep digging in. The more flat you go this way, the less you're going to see it.
Okay.
Okay, so taper it long and work the vase back here and not so much on this area. At least not for now. And you can do it a push cut, you can do it a shear scrape, you can do it whichever way you want. Just taper it lightly. And if you want to use a bow gouge, which is fine as well. So, you know, I'm not telling you what tool to use because any tool will do the job. It's just whatever you know, and I always say this, it's whatever tool you feel most comfortable with.
With, yeah.
It's not the tool that does the job. It's the person operating and how they control it. I'm comfortable with a gouge, that's me. You're comfortable with a scraper, that works just as well. And that high spot, you can see where it is. It's right over here. So just feather out. Just don't be too aggressive because you can lose the bar very easy. So this is the time that you might want to consider doing a little bit of a push rather than a scrape on that area. Going into the base. Take the base to the way you want it. Down there, you got nothing to lose. Only look at the base. Let's see what I mean about showing that off more and more. So you still got a little room, but I would focus a little bit on what's happening to the bottom, and you know, you make adjustments as you need, but see what shape you want, whether if you want to keep a wide base over here, whether you want to slim this down a little bit, you know, that's what you decide. If you want to keep that as part of it, then...
I think it would be nice with that on there.
Okay, then that's what you do. So, you know, and if you want this hourglass shape, you maintain that
Well, how thin would you go in here? How narrow?
You can go, it's a personal preference, Tom, not that there's a rule. Personally, I would slim this down from here on down, make this line go up to here more or less, and this flared out. So I would maintain this going more into this direction and then out in this area.
So
and then you will cut. Then you will cut to this bottom and make a new base for it.
Alright.
But that's me.
Should I get rid of this hump?
Yeah, you're gonna get rid of that. Yeah, so I would do what you're doing, and you know that the rule still applies. This is a push cut when you're going this way, and you're gonna get less tear out. And from here, just dig this down to about this thickness.
Oh, I see.
You know, and then the whole thing is funneled in before it gets there. And you know, when you go in there, just find it and go easy and dig it as deep as you want in this area, maintaining this wide area, and the base will come up as through there. like I said, unless you want to be hourglass. And, you know, that's really a preference thing. This not being a traditional bowl gouge, just work it a little bit more on the aggressive part. If you want it to be more of a push, you just go further back with the body, but don't tilt it up too much like this because you're not doing much. Use it more upright with it. And just find it. And that's a little bit too upright. Like that. Don't keep digging over there.
Pardon me?
Don't keep digging over there because you don't know where you want to be, or else you know you're going to end up with the same hourglass shape. So unless this edge is coming up all the way to in here, then you've got an hourglass. If you decide you want the hourglass, then that's different. So, you know, my vision is not your vision. So, you know, when you're doing something, I should just let you do it because that's what you're seeing. It's not that you're holding the tool wrong. So sometimes if I'm guiding you, it's because you're not going in the direction of what's in my head and not necessarily what's on yours.
So you're much more.
Okay.
I don't really understand what you're
Okay. Just keep it going. Shape it up to the vision that you think you'd like that.
My vision is very basic. In and out.
Okay. Which is fine. Hourglass shape. Yeah. Which is fine. And that will make for an interesting vase. That will make a very interesting vase, even though the shape you got right there. So just meet up both sides then and leave it the way it is. And we'll concentrate on the top pretty soon. Just clean it up.
So I'll just come in from here or back here?
You're not going to touch anything up there now. You'll touch that up when you're ready to start up on the hollowing point.
Right.
Shape up, finish up the outside shape, which is what you're working on right now. Until you get rid of that, get rid of this. You gotta get rid of that.
Yeah.
You know, clean it up, even if it has that ridge, but you need to make sure that it's the design you want. Make it work. Okay. Just, I would just scrape that, even if it's with a scraper, nice and easy, and just get rid of this little transition of the two, unless you want to do it with the cut going back and forth. The scraper is one of these, okay? Just go easy when you push that in, because it will be aggressive. So, nice and easy. Don't forget that angle. That helps you smooth it up a little bit. Not as aggressive. that will even work towards the bark a little bit. If you decide you want to come up a little bit high, you can do the same thing, just lightly touching it up and feathering this up a little bit. But that doesn't look too bad.
Would you leave it or keep going with it?
I would feather it up just a little bit more, because either way you're not going to lose this here. And see if I can...
Big hump here.
Yeah, so just feather it up, because when you're on bark solid wood, the density is different.
It changes.
Yeah, the density is different, so therefore that's why you get that. So just nice and lightly, barely touching it, just work it back and forth a little bit on this area here and you'll get rid of that. Yeah, just don't try to go head on. Work it this way, come back here, just nice and slow. Okay, just come back here. You're just using that tip and you'll eat away a little bit on this, and you're following up almost with a no-cut edge against. So you know you're not free floating. You'll find it, and you'll nice and easy just going here and smooth this up without making another ridge. So barely touching, and keep that slight angle like that. Nice and easy, don't push, don't let it bounce, just barely touch it. What do you think, Tom?
No, it's still got that ridge.
Yeah. Well, just if you need to visually put a mark here with a Sharpie or something like that, and that's the area that you'll focus on. So, why don't we, something like that. Show me where that is. So you're right there. So kind of just go back and forth in that area over there with your gouge. Let's speed it up a little bit, Tom. Speed is your friend on something like this. And just don't push hard. Right on that transition of the bar, right there. Right there.
Still there.
Good. So based on what you see right here, right now, this is pretty much going to be the length of your vase somewhere right around here. Okay, so which will be a nice, respectable vase. That will look pretty good, actually. That will be a nice looking piece.
I have
And the shape is interesting.
a lot of ridges in here.
Okay, so you can keep going with that scraper. You know, that's probably the best possible tool you have to remove the ridges. Just barely touch it. If it's bouncing, just back off a little bit and just flow it, nice and easy.
Take the peaks of the ridges off.
A little bit. That's why they made sandpaper.
They didn't make enough for me. That was better.
Good.
It's not an Furtado cut.
No. You worry nothing about that. Like I said, that's white sandpaper. Now, if you want to start going with the hollowing out at this point, you can do two things. You can either go with a bowl gouge and start making some push cuts while the life center is here, because while you got the life center, that's the best turning you're going to do without throwing the piece off. So you can go in there nice and easy and start going towards the middle, but don't go this way because again, that's end grain. So if you're going this way, you're kind of like spindle cutting. Same, no difference than what you're doing here. So it's a matter of going in, finding out which point you want to go, and let's say this is it right here, and you start going in over there and working it out. So you want me to show you a small section?
I'd like to.
Okay, so while the life center is there, I work with it. I know where I'm going to go, but I try not to be dead on. Come a little bit further out. You start going in. And work your way to where you're going to end up. Work your way towards the back of the piece slowly. Don't go way back here right off the bat, because let's say you get a little catch, you've lost the bark or anything like that. So you stay pretty close to the top and you keep edging your way down a little bit until you got just solid wood that it's all going to come out and you don't have to worry about this again. So going there, the tool rest is a little bit high for me, especially when using the bowl gouge, because I'm down low with it. So again, go on there. You, like I said, because you are constantly trying to sneak it in underneath the bark edge, and you know that you got about ½ inch here. That's all you got. Okay, everything else will be coming up is from once you get past this point, you know, and you're going down with it. So, again, I don't even worry too much about that little ½ inch that I got. I'd rather keep it wild, keep it a little bit long, and then when you're working on the inside, you fine tune it. Okay, so. You can be a little bit aggressive, but not overly. First bite, nice and easy, 10 push. When you get it, push. And watch when you bottom out, okay? Don't let it bounce, don't let the tool be the boss. You're the boss. Adjust as you need to, there you go. And watch that bottom wing so you don't get hit on that bottom. So take it off from the top again and work that out. Never work your tool with both shoulders up against the piece. Keep going in, Tom. Keep going in. In towards the middle. In towards the middle more. Come back to it. Come back to it. No. Get rid of that. Oh, okay. Get rid of that knob. That knob is not your friend. Work it towards the tail. Stop. towards the left center. There you go. Okay, now you can come to the back and get another bite all the way down. Easy. Easy. Once you get it started, don't let the tool bounce. Adjust what you need. Slightly less pressure. Let the tool make the cut, not push the cut. Okay, and you adjust it as you need as you're going in. And then you start guiding it.
Instead of driving in, it starts bouncing like crazy.
Well, you can still control that. You don't have to follow the lazy bounce. That's all on your wrist turning over here. Nice and easy. Don't fight it.
Can't find the sweet spot.
Yeah, that bouncing, a lot of it is because you're riding the heel so much that you're not letting the tool cut. So make your adjustment by slightly turning it up, but no force needed when you do that. Find it and ride it. If you don't feel comfortable with that, this is where you say, okay, you know,
I getting a lot of bouncing.
yeah, well, I mean, you know, the speed that I'm going, the lathe has a certain amount of bounce, and you're going to have some. So perhaps maybe it's a good idea to drill it up and work it from the middle. Put the steady rest up here that will help and slow it down a little bit. Okay? So why don't we do it? Then you speed it up a little bit. Just means you got to do it.
Well, I want so bad to get a bigger lathe. Ugh.
Well, you know, I mean, if you got the room, you got a shop, right?
Well,
You know, you.
I got a shop of many trades.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, you're doing steel work, you're doing all kinds of stuff. That's not. Do you want to use the hollowing tool?
I don't know, whatever you think is best.
Well, the hollowing tool is a nice tool. It's nice and easy. It doesn't beat you up. You don't have to worry about catches as much. So, why don't we try the hollowing now? Did I just shut it up now?
Yeah. It's another beautiful piece.
Look at that one.
I'm looking at the monitor.
Yeah.
The director scolded me here.